Support WrestleTalk!
Enable notifications. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I'm Ollie Davis, and sometimes it's tough liking professional wrestling. It's a niche interest. So when you find someone who shares that passion, you have to hold on to them and never let them go. Hi Luke, I just wanted to say I love you. Liking wrestling becomes even more complicated though when you mix in other fringe hobbies. Stand-up comedy, podcasts, rock and/or roll, and boats. If only someone could put all those together. What? Chris Jericho has announced his rock and wrestling rager at sea with the catchphrase-ridden tagline, "Don't be a stupid idiot and make the list. Get ready to sail away on the cruise of Jericho." An event that will finally answer the question, what happens when you put a wrestling ring on a boat? If it's mainly indie wrestlers, then probably a lot of dives. I'm here all week. But while Jericho takes wrestling into literally uncharted waters, his former first mate Kevin Owens is wading into figuratively dangerous ones, feuding with multiple members of the McMahon family. Last Tuesday's episode saw Vince McMahon confront KO in the ring, which ended with Owens delivering a stiff headbutt to his 72-year-old boss. The Wrestling Observer explains Vince most likely bladed his forehead before going out to the ring, putting new skin or Vaseline on to hide the cut. That way, when KO headbutted him, the wound would be reopened with a lot of blood. A much easier way of busting someone open than relying on the hit-and-miss method of using a very stiff targeted strike. As Mr. McMahon doesn't just bump for anyone, many assume WWE management see Owens as one of their top performers. But Dave Meltzer has reported Vince wasn't that high on KO as of a few months ago, and likely only did the angle because his son Shane is involved in the feud. Apparently the original plan was for Stephanie McMahon to run out and clean the blood off Vince's forehead herself. But WWE changed their mind, only having her walk past Owens and deliver a death stare, and then to be totally fine just half an hour later for the Mae Young Classic. The ditch Stephanie angle might fit into another report of what was originally planned for the show though. The Dirty Sheets were reporting that a major WrestleMania 34 storyline was meant to start during the Vince McMahon-Kevin Owens angle, but the WWE chairman changed his mind leading up to the show. Originally, Vince was going to negotiate with KO rather than aggressively confront him, saying that if Owens faces Shane in a match, his son's WWE shares would be on the line. If KO beat Shane, he'd be in control of SmackDown. Owens would agree, for Vince to then close the show revealing the match will actually take place inside Hell in a Cell. Instead, Vince simply reinstated Shane after suspending him the previous week and gave his word that Owens wouldn't be fired if he beat a McMahon senseless, setting up a pay-per-view match with no shares or jobs on the line. Because the Hell in a Cell stakes were now reduced, Vince felt the show needed a big angle to close on, so he added his beatdown at the last minute. But according to Dirty Sheets, that SmackDown control stipulation was meant to be the start of a major WrestleMania match build. Triple H would help Owens beat Shane at Hell in a Cell, and being a Hunter guy since August last year, KO would then hand his newly acquired WWE shares over to him. Triple H would then become SmackDown Live commissioner. Shane McMahon would return several months later, presumably after the football season is over, to start a WrestleMania program with Triple H. The report continues that Shane and Hunter's relationship has vastly improved in the last year, with the two regularly working together on SmackDown. Dropping the angle follows Vince also scrapping a planned WWE vs MMA horsewomen spot for the Mae Young Classic, where Ronda Rousey was heavily featured at ringside. Remember when WWE made Goldberg wear a wig? And what's the real reason WWE fired Daniel Bryan in 2010? Click the videos to the left to find out, press subscribe and support WrestleTalk on Patreon. I've been Ollie Davis and that was wrestling.